Friday, December 4, welcome to CGN News. The British government deported 13 Jamaicans who had been sentenced for crimes including murder, drug dealing and robbery. However, at least 9 Jamaicans did not board the plane after interventions by their legal teams. The last-minute reprieves were said to be granted after the British Home Office admitted they may have been victims of modern-day slavery. Lawyers who helped to prevent their clients' deportation to Jamaica toasted their success after halting their removal, declaring, "What a result," the Daily Mail reported. The attorneys were from a number of firms acting in tandem with campaign groups, Movement for Justice, and Detention Action. Initial reports had suggested that as many as 50 Jamaicans would have been deported on the flight, which arrived in Kingston early Tuesday morning. A United Nations commission has finally decided that medicinal cannabis is less dangerous than narcotics such as heroin. The Commission for Narcotic Drugs voted to remove marijuana for medical use from a category that includes many of the world's most dangerous drugs. The long-delayed decision clears the way for further investigation of marijuana's medical and research capabilities. The development is a symbolic win for marijuana advocates who say that many countries' policies are out of date. Cannabis consultant Jessica Steinberg told the New York Times that Wednesday's UN vote could have its most lasting effect on countries in Asia and the Caribbean. Head of the Hugh Shearer Labour Institute, Danny Roberts, says there is an increasing number of incidents in the society of women harassing men. Roberts was one of several experts at a recent virtual roundtable discussing the issue in the context of the 2019 sexual harassment bill, now before Parliament for review. The forum was part of the Spotlight Initiative Jamaica to contribute to ongoing public education on the draft legislation. The special event convened during the global 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence. Dr. Floyd Morris, director of the Center for Disability Studies at the University of the West Indies Mona campus, will represent the interests of persons with disabilities on the global stage for the next 4 years. He was elected as a member of the United Nations Committee on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. Fully endorsed by 15 Carciom members, Dr. Morris was held to be the best candidate from the region. As Minister of State in Jamaica's Ministry of Social Security, his negotiations culminated in the country being the first in the world to sign and ratify the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities in 2007. He was also instrumental in the passing of the Disabilities Act 2014 and introduced sign language to the Jamaican Parliament. Swimming sensation and Olympian Alia Atkinson has been named as champion ambassador for the Special Olympics movement. This as the organization commemorated International Day of Persons with Disabilities, recognized each year on December 3. Atkinson will serve as the first competing Olympic athlete with such a role in the Caribbean. She has pledged her support to ensuring the public, both in the Caribbean and worldwide, appreciate the grit, perseverance, and courage demonstrated by these athletes with different abilities. Atkinson's performances have propelled an entire population forward, one that is often denied access to the pool. The Jamaican police say a black Toyota motorcar, which investigators believe may have been used to carry out robberies, has been intercepted in the parish of St. Andrew. The Jamaica Constabulary Force made the revelation in a tweet late Thursday afternoon. It said swift action by the police with aid from Jamaica Eye and the Police Emergency Communications Center led to the arrest of 4 robbers traveling in the Toyota Isis off Constant Spring Road about 3:45 p.m. One firearm was reportedly seized and several cellular phones, purses and handbags recovered. Overseas now, U.S. President-elect Joe Biden says he will ask Americans to wear masks for his first 100 days in office to curtail the spread of coronavirus. He told CNN he believed there would be a significant reduction in COVID-19 cases if every American wore a face covering. Biden also said he would order masks to be worn in all government buildings. The U.S. has recorded 14.5 million cases, the highest of any country in the world. Biden is preparing to take office as pharmaceutical giants are poised to ship millions of doses of vaccines to the U.S. The U.K. on Wednesday became the first country in the world to approve the Pfizer vaccine. The U.S. Department of Justice is discussing a possible deal with Huawei's finance chief Meng Wanzhou, according to reports. The deal would reportedly let Meng return to China from Canada, where she was arrested in 2018. She would be required to admit wrongdoing in the case, according to the Wall Street Journal, which first reported the possible deal. Meng faces U.S. charges over alleged violations of sanctions on Iran. NASA is paying a company $1 to collect rocks from the moon after it was accepted as a winning bidder. On Thursday, Lunar Outpost was awarded a contract to collect samples for the U.S. Space Agency. It is one of 4 contracts awarded by NASA under its low-cost lunar resource collection program. But the fee is not the motivation for these companies. There are expected to be many scientific benefits to the mission, such as allowing firms to practice extracting resources from the lunar surface. The Space Agency's announcement on Thursday comes as China conducts its own lunar sample collection mission. And finally, Ugandan singer and presidential candidate Bobi Wine suspended his campaign Tuesday after members of his team were injured and his car shot at during clashes between security personnel and his supporters. The developments were the latest in escalating violence as authorities cracked down on supporters of 38-year-old Bobi Wine. He's seeking to end the decades-long rule of 76-year-old President Yoweri Museveni in an election scheduled for January 14. A producer for Bobi Wine was wounded in the mouth by a rubber bullet during the clashes, according to a party spokesman. The singer said on Twitter that several other members of his staff were wounded and some were in critical condition. That's it for CGN News. I'm Scott Wilson. Thanks for watching.